Okay, hello there. My name is Kyle, and I have been playing Hearthstone for quite a long time. And this is the plan here. So I have a friend who likes Hearthstone, but he's not really played any trading card games or collectible card games or anything like that. So basically, what I wanted to do is make a video for people who are true and blue all the way through, really new to the game, like I was when I first started. And my friend, he has problems defeating the expert level AI with just the beginning cards that you get. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna help show you how to build the deck, specifically the Mage deck with just the beginning class cards and how to use those cards to win the game against the expert level AI. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let's go through here and let's look at some of these cards. So we're gonna build a new deck, make it a mage deck, go through my deck, and we'll name this the basic mage. Alright, so I'm going to only use soulbound cards, and those are the cards that don't have a gem that you get all of just by getting to level 10 with your character. So you grind out a couple of beginner level AI opponents, get to level 10 pretty quickly, then you get all the basic cards. So I'm gonna start out. I like Mirror Image. I think it's a pretty good spell. It gives you two bodies for 1 mana, and I'll show you how to make some cool things that synergize with that. Frostbolt is a really good spell. 2 mana for 3 damage, removal, and sometimes you need the damage to the face, so it's pretty flexible. Arcane Intellect, it's good card draw, and if you draw a lot of cards, you're more likely to win the game. Alright, none of these. Fireball, really good. It's basically just an upscaled Frostbolt in a way. It's just 4 mana for removal, 6 damage removal, or 6 damage to the face if you need it. Polymorph is a pretty good spell. Generally, I only run one of it because normally there's only like one big guy that I can't kill with Fireball or Frostbolt, and I use Polymorph on that. Okay, part of the reason Mage is so good, basic Mage is so good, is because of this guy, Water Elemental. It is a very, very good 4-drop. It's basically, it's almost like an uber late game card. If you top deck this in the late game and you put it down on the board, you're going to be in pretty good shape. It has a lot of health and 3 attack is pretty good, especially for the mana cost. And the ability is pretty cool too. Flame Strike is really good. It's basically 7 mana, you kill everything on their board, and in later you're gonna only want to run like one, but at the beginning I suggest running two because you don't have a lot of spells when you first start out as a mage. Um, and Flame Strike is definitely one of the best that you get right off the bat. Alright, so we're gonna go through here. We're gonna look for soulbound cards that are pretty good and we probably want to put in here. Alright, so Acidic Swamp Ooze is pretty good. It's a 2-drop, 3/2. 3/2, 2 mana 3/2s are pretty strong and they're pretty good. And in general, they're better than 2 mana 2/3s in general because they can trade into a 3 mana 3/3 and you get some value that way. Okay, nope. None of these. Nope, I don't want any of these. Don't want any of these. I don't want any of these. None of these. Okay, what do I start up? Nope, none of these. Razorfen Hunter, it's pretty decent. It's basically you get a 2/3 and a 1/1. So it's not bad for 3 mana. in a value deck like this, it can be pretty good. Shattered Sun, pretty good also. You get to buff up a 2-drop or a 3-drop, get to trade into it, maybe your guy lives while their guy dies, which is ultimately your goal here. You want to kill their minion with your minions while having your minions survive. Okay, so let's Yeti is really good. It's a good example of how a vanilla card that's just not that special has a lot of stats, or has really good stats for the mana cost rather. And so sometimes you just need a big body that's just out there just killing stuff for you, which is really nice. Gnomish Inventor is pretty good. I am going to pick 2 of them up here because even though I have the Arcane Intellect, I think that it's still really good because a 2/4 is a decent, like, it's decent stats. Not necessarily for 4 mana, but the card draw is well worth the extra mana. Alright, and Sen'jin Shieldmaster, one of the better 4-drops as well. It's basically a Yeti that has 1 less attack, but it has Taunt. Taunt is something in general that you don't want to use on yourself, or rather to protect yourself and your own life total unless your life total is really, really low. Once you start getting to single digits, then you're definitely going to want to use Taunt that way. But but more in the early to mid game, what you want to use Taunt for is to protect your minions. Okay. Don't be fooled by cards like Booty Bay Bodyguard. It's if you think about it, you know, it's 5 mana. You get a big guy, but he doesn't have a lot of health, and especially when the card has Taunt, you want them to have a lot of health. Because like if you look at Booty Bay Bodyguard, your opponent can play a 3-drop like Jungle Panther, which has 4 attack, and kill your 5-drop, which is really, really bad. Because you spent 5 mana and they had a 3 mana solution for it, which means they could also have played something else with that, and then they have more stuff, and then they have more resources to kill you with, which is not good. Okay, so if we return back to Mirror Image, I told you I was gonna put in some stuff that synergizes with it a little bit. So I'm gonna put in Frostwolf Warlord. Now Frostwolf Warlord has a battle cry where you gain +1 health and +1 attack for each other friendly minion on the battlefield. Now that means that turn 6 I could play a Mirror Image and a Frostwolf Warlord to get +2 attack and +2 health on him. So it's like playing a 5 mana 6/6. Or 6 mana 6/6 rather. But you also get 2/02 with 2/02s with Taunt, which is pretty good. Another pretty good late game card in Mage is Gurubashi Berserker, because you can hero ability the Berserker and it becomes a 5/6. Alright, let's keep looking through here. No, I don't really want any of these. Oh, I definitely want 2 of these. Boulder Fist Ogre is kind of the go-to. It's basically an upscaled Yeti. For 6 mana, you get really good stats. You know, and if you think about it in terms of, if you just think about it in terms of 1 more mana gets you 1 more attack and 1 more health, that's basically what the Boulder Fist Ogre is. And it's a really good late game card. It's a really big, heavy hitter. And it's just a really solid body that you really want to have around. Okay, so I'm looking at this deck as a whole, and I seem to have a lot of mid-game and a lot of late game. So, but what I need is a bit more early game. I basically only have, I have 2 minions I could play early game, and then I have 2 answers to their minions I could play. And I have Mirror Image, but that's really more of just a thing to stall it. To stall their minions from attacking me and me losing control of the board. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in one more 2-drop. So let's go in here. We'll look for a 2-drop. That's pretty good. So River Croclus might be it. Um, Warlock Tidehunter might be it. That might not be bad. Um, let's see. Let's go look for a pretty good one. Blood from Raptor is pretty good. I think I'll go Blood from Raptor here. Like I said, you know, it's kind of like a downgrade of Acidic Swamp Ooze because it doesn't have the battle cry. It is a beast, but I don't have anything that synergizes with the beast. So it's basically just a worse Acidic Swamp Ooze, but still just having the 3-2 is good enough in this beginning deck. So let's put on that, and let's call it a day with that. All right, now let's go into solo adventures here. Let's check out expert level AI opponents. We're gonna do our basic mage here, and let's go up against class. Let's go up against I don't know what's a class people have trouble with. Let's go with Druid. I believe I remember having a lot of trouble with Druid when I first started, so I think it's pretty okay. Alright, so I have the chance, at the beginning you have a chance to mulligan a card, and by mulligan I mean you can click on it and you put it back in your deck and you get another card. And this is often considered the most important part of the game, the most crucial part of the game, because you want a good opening hand. A good opening hand is a pretty big factor into winning, that goes into winning a game. And so what you want is something that you can play on turn 2 generally, and then something you play on turn 3, you know, would also be nice. It's also nice to get something to play on turn 4, but if you don't get it, it's not a big deal, because you're pretty likely to draw into something that you can play on turn 4. Especially with this deck, because there's so many 4-drops. Okay, generally I wouldn't keep Frostbolt in your opening hand unless you're going second. Because if you think about it, his turn 2, he'll play a 2-drop. Then your turn 2, you can Frostbolt that 2-drop, which would be pretty useful. So I'm going to keep that, and then turn 3 I can play Razorfen, and turn 4 I can play Water Elemental. And that will be my sort of default strategy for this. And it's important to have this default strategy, because you never know what you want something to fall back on, you want a general plan, and you want a general idea of what to do. So he played a 2-drop, and now I can Frostbolt that 2-drop. But there are alternative plays here. I could coin out the Razorfen Hunter. I don't think I will, because I do put a lot of value on the coin. Just because it can be used to make a really powerful play at some point in the game. Alright, so I'm gonna go Razorfen Hunter here. And what's probably gonna happen is he's going to hero ability this. Oh, that's really good. That's really good there. Okay, now this is where the coin is pretty good, because I can kill this guy with my hero ability, and I can play a guy. So I was able to deal with his board while still developing mine in some way. Okay. I'm gonna play my super awesome card. Wait, am I gonna play my super awesome card? No, I'm actually not. I'm going to choose to kill his Harvest Golem, mostly because I can kill it for free. So, a lot of times it's pretty good to get, if you can clear his board while simultaneously developing yours, you're going to be in a pretty good spot in general. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to play my super awesome card, Water Elemental. And it doesn't really matter who I pick to trade off here, because I don't have any healing in this deck, but as a general rule, you should just keep your damage minion around, because if you have healing in your deck and you just forget about it, then that way you can possibly heal this back up. And I didn't have anything else to play with the Water Elemental, but I can always ping his face. Okay, so it looks like here what I'm going to do is I'm going to Fireball this. And so Fireball, that's 4 mana, and then I'll have 3 mana left over. And I look to my hand, do I have anything that costs 3 mana? And I have Arcane Intellect. And if it's something that draws you a card, you want to play it first, because you never know when the card that you draw would actually be better for the situation. So here we go, I'm going to draw cards first. Alright, so I still think Fireball is the best for this, because Win for Your Heartbeat is kind of scary, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And this is why Water Elemental is really good in this, because now he can't really use his hero ability. Okay, now again, remember, if you can simultaneously develop your board while killing his, you'll be in really good shape. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a value trade. And a value trade means sometimes people think that you would trade this, like, oh, it's perfect, 2-3 and 3-2, they fit together perfectly. But in reality, what you want to do is you want to trade so that your minions live while his minions die. So I'm going to hit it with the Water Elemental. And see, now my Water Elemental lives and my Razorfin Hunter lives. And I developed an Ogre, which puts me in a pretty good spot.
Drink with me, friend.
Okay, did I actually pick expert level AI? Because that was a pretty big misplay. Yeah, never do that. If you want to play both of those, play this one first, and then play the Iron Bark. Alright, so one thing that's also important is you want to check for lethal. So I have, right now, the damage I have on the board would be 13, maximum damage. So I don't have lethal. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to trade against that, hit that, hit that, and then I'm just going to play a bunch of cards here. I'm going to play another Water Elemental. I'm going to play my Sinjin Shield Master, and then I'm going to play a Mirror Entity. Alright. I don't think there's any way he can really come back from this, but... Okay. So, let's do this. How much damage does that leave on the board? I could trade 9 damage away. Either way, I'm going to trade 9 damage away. So I think it's better to keep this guy, who's really healthy. Okay, and then next I'm just going to play a Yeti and another Ogre. I'm going to freeze him, hit him in the face, and now it's pretty much over, because not even this will save him. It's all Ogre now. Oh hey, Polymorph. This is why Polymorph is a good card. And there we go. Okay, let's do another one. Let's pick another class. Let's do Hunter. Hunter's also one that I remember having trouble with, because they do so much damage to you and it hurts so bad.
Jaina versus Rexa. Let the hunt begin.
Okay.
You asked for it.
Oh, alright. It's a pretty good curve. I got something to play on 1, something to play on 2, and something to play on 3. And something to play on 4. Alright. The Mirror Entity isn't that great on turn 1, but yeah, you know. It's not bad either. Okay. I have a choice here. Hunter does have a weapon, so I do have the possibility of being able to kill his weapon, but that's only if I coin out the Shattered Sun Cleric. And I think I will do that.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
It's greedy play, but sometimes being greedy wins you the game. Okay, so he's gonna kill that, kill that. Interesting. Alright. Glad to get another 3-drop there. Kinda lucked out.
Push forward.
Yeah, I think I will. It doesn't... There is a trap that the Hunter can use that would kill all my guys, but again, sometimes you can play greedy and get away with it. See, now this Shattered Sun Cleric got a lot of value because not only did it buff this guy, causing his Unleash the Hounds to die, it also was able to kill a Hound and kill a Bear, which is really good. And I will actually play Water Elemental because it's really strong, and use my remaining minions to hit the face. And see, this is why the game's all about board control. Because I control the board, which means my leftover minions can hit the face and slowly whittle him down throughout the game. Okay, so with Hunter, there are several different traps that you want to play around. One of the traps is Freezing Trap. And what Freezing Trap does is, whenever your minion attacks another minion or the enemy hero, it gets sent back to your hand, and it costs 2 more mana. So, to play around this, you want to send a little guy in to test for it. So, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to send, okay, first I'm going to draw a card here. Alright, and now I'm going to send a little guy in. Alright, so it wasn't Freezing Trap. So he got a little extra value out of his Grizzly, but that's fine. Oh, it was Misdirection, which is another trap you want to play around. So I sent my 1/1 in because I was thinking that it could be Misdirection, but I wasn't entirely sure that the bots had Misdirection in their deck, but it turns out they do. So Misdirection just makes your guy attack a random character on your side of the board. So it could attack one of my minions and die, or it could attack my face. Alright. Oh, yes. This is why, again, why Water Elemental's super good, because he was frozen, he wasn't able to use the Eagle Horn Bow and get insta-value out of it, which means I can now completely get rid of his Eagle Horn Bow with my Ooze, and that's really, really good. And question here is, do I want to play Mirror Entity? No, I don't think there's any need to really overcommit. Okay. Now, I have 2 Arcane Intellects in my hand, but I don't really need the cards right now. So, I'm gonna choose to... Well, I don't have anything else really important to play, so I will draw the cards. Okay, I'm gonna play Sejin Shieldmaster, mostly so my Ooze doesn't die to the turtle for free, and I'm just gonna hit his face. Okay. More turtles. Alright. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna flame strike this to get rid of this guys. Doesn't matter, there were a lot of ways to kill everything there. This was just one of them. Alright. Okay. Alright. Make sure I'm on expert, and I was. Alright. Let's do... What would be another class that's kind of hard to do? Probably Paladin. Paladin's probably a little bit tricky. Because I got all those really nice class cards like True Silver and Hammer of Wrath, Consecration. Things like that.
Versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
You asked for
Alright, got a 2-drop. I will keep one of the Gnomish Inventors because worst case scenario I can coin them out on turn 3. Okay. It's a pretty good hand. Pretty good hand. Okay.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, I will... Okay, so basically I can do the really slow play, and I could play the Fire Blast against that. But since I have a 2-drop, I'm going to play this a little bit faster, where he takes the Silverhand Recruit, and he hits my guy. Okay, see, that was pretty anti-value, where he used an equality. The equality could do so much more. You don't want to do that. Sometimes it's better to be greedy with AoE type cards like that. So I'm going to coin out my Gnomish Inventor. Alright, True Silver. That's what I was hoping for. Oh, my face. It's really not good. Alright, so now I'm going to play the Ooze and get rid of this True Silver. Get rid of half of his weapon, which is a really, really big swing in tempo. Okay. Paladin also has secrets. It is... Get Down is going to be the major one to look for. It's probably the second best secret, but I think it's the best secret that the AI runs. Alright, so this is pretty good for me. I'm going to play the Gorobashi Berserker. It's really slow, but it doesn't die to True Silver by itself, and it has the potential to be really big. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do my cool synergy with my Frostwolf Warlord here, like I said. See, look at that. And now it was a 7-7 because I had a Berserker on the field. I'm gonna trade, kill this guy, get a 5-3. It's pretty good. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this into a sheep. It's not a very big guy, but it had Divine Shield, and even though I have my hero ability, I still don't have just a perfect way of dealing with it.
Cleanse the Sunwell.
And if you're wondering why I use the Shattered Sunclark there instead of my hero ability, it's on curve, develops another guy, and makes it so that this has to attack this, which would make this a 1-1, which means I can use my hero ability on that. And this is what you gotta do, you gotta think a couple steps ahead of your opponent.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, that's probably get down. Oh man, the Secret Keeper got buffed. That's pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and Flame Strike here. This is why Flame Strike is a really good card. He's basically out of cards. Oh, it was Redemption. But yeah, he's basically out of cards, and he has to do something to deal with my guys. But if he doesn't have an answer, then but if I get rid of his entire board, then he just basically doesn't have a chance.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, and that's well played.
Play.
Lethal on board.
Push forward.
Okay, let's do Shaman. Shaman's also another card that I had trouble with, mostly because of those goddamn Spirit Wolves. Such a good card.
Jaina versus Throw. For Doomhammer.
You asked for it.
Okay. Do I think, now this is, sometimes it helps to ask yourself this question, do I think that this is the right play? Yeah, that X is the right play. And the question here is, do I think that keeping Arcane Intellect to play on turn 3 is too slow, or is it good enough to play? And really, when you're first starting out, you just gotta experiment, see what works best for you. In this situation, I think that it'll work pretty well for me. Because especially when I'm able to follow it up with Gnomish Inventor, I'll be able to basically delay him into late game where this deck really shines, and just be able to out-trade him and generally win, even though my turn 3 was really slow. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and play the Ooze here. This is 3-mana 2/2. The Shaman does have a weapon, but I don't know if he runs it, or if bots run it or not. You know, I guess we'll find out. Okay, so given his state on the board, I'm going to... This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the Razorfin Hunter instead of Arcane Intellect, because I don't really need the cards right now. But I do need presence on the board. Ooh, Dust Devil, wow. Neat. I didn't know they ran Dust Devil. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. It's important to notice that Fairy Dragon cannot be targeted by hero powers, so I can't go over here and kill it with my Mage ability, but I can kill this, which allows my 1/1 to kill it, which is just as good. And this really sucks, having to do this trade where I hit the 1/1 with it, but it saves 6 damage, which is pretty harsh. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stock up on cards. Alright, pretty happy to see a Frostbolt. Alright, Flame Strike, I'm even happier. So now the name of the game is, I'm going to play my Toss Dingo. Alright, that's pretty good for him. And then I'm going to... Well, do I think that he will... He might trade into the Ogre. We'll see. Basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to take a lot of damage, sure. But I'm going to... Okay, so this is what I'll do. I'll develop a 3/2. I'm going to hit this. And I'm going to Frostbolt this. I'm going to minimize the damage to me while spending all my mana. And still making Flame Strike a pretty valuable card. So let's see what he does. He totems. I will still Flame Strike here. Mostly because I'm at a very low life total. But he's used a lot of resources. I have a lot of cards in hand. he's slightly flavored, but only slightly. It's very easy for me to come back from this position. So I'm gonna go Yeti, Shield Master, get the taunt up. In this situation, like I said earlier, this is where taunt is good. Because it protects you. Like there, protecting me from getting lightning bolted to the face. Ah, taunt totem. That's rough. Okay, I'm gonna draw a card. Okay, I will play the Gurabashi. Alright, now this is the situation. Either he kills me this turn, or I probably win. Oh, taunt totem again. Dang. Okay, I actually might lose here then. I was not expecting the taunt totem. Oh, but hey, the deck was like, no, Kyle, I want you to win this game. And it gives me a Flame Strike. I take this Flame Strike, and I go, whoop bam. And then I take Shattered Sun Cleric, and I buff up my Yeti. And I say, go in there and get him, Yeti. You're the hero. Okay. Now I check if I have lethal here. So that's 5, 10, 15 with the hero ability. So that's not lethal. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with a different play. Where I go with this. And let's see. If I don't attack this into this and do the 2 damage, is that better or worse? I'm not sure. I think it's the same in reality. So I'm going to go ahead and attack this. That's fine. Hit. Hit.
Push forward.
Hit. And there's no real sense in playing another minion. So I have super lethal on the board, and he can't deal with everything. So let's figure this out. See what happens. Alright. So I'm pretty sure I can get all this damage to squeak by. Yeah, of course. I didn't even need the polymorph. There we go. And that's why board control is important. He got me to 2 health, but he was out of cards. He was out of minions on the board. And I was able to just play the guys I had in my hand, because I was patient and I waited for the value trades. And sometimes that works out. Sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of times I have found that more often than not, that's a better strategy in general. Alright, so I'm gonna do warrior now. So this is pretty good. Pretty good opening hand. I got 2 3s, 1 situational, 1's good in general, and then a decent 4-drop. The ooze is really good against warrior, because the warrior tends to have a lot of weapons. So we'll figure this out. Okay. One thing that a lot of newer players do that's a mistake is they play a card like Elven Archer or Arcane Missiles on turn 1 just for the damage, which is not good. You want to use those cards for, like, see, he could have played Worgen Infiltrator on turn 3, and then turn 4, if I didn't have an answer for his Infiltrator, he then could have used the Elven Archer to enrage this. So a lot of times you want to use these type of cards and Arcane Missiles not as 1 mana deal damage to your opponent's face, but 1 mana clear the board, or 1 mana kill a minion, or enrage your own minion, or something along those lines. You could do a lot better stuff with the utility of those cards, is basically what I'm saying. Alright. Let's see. Is it better to... I think it's probably best to do it this way.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Alright, I will kill this. Alright, I have a choice of just killing the 1/1, or do I want to use the coin? I will save the coin, because I have Flame Strike, and I might need to turn 6 Flame Strike. I never know. Ooh. Oh. Of course. Of course. Okay. I will play the Water Elemental, just because it's really strong. A really solid body. Okay.
It's time for a little blood.
So remember when I said that I might need to turn 6 Flame Strike? Well, killing 3 guys with 1 card, decent value, especially when you have 2 Flame Strikes in your deck.
It's time for a little blood.
Let the pain speak to me.
Okay, you see this guy? This guy is a lot scarier than he looks, because if your opponent plays it right, he or she can use it to draw a lot of cards. You know, I mean, this thing has the potential to draw 3 cards, which is really good. So, one thing you want to do is you want to minimize that chance. So, I'm just going to go ahead and attack that. Make sure he only gets 1 card draw out of it. And then, I don't want him to use the Battle Axe here. So, I'm going to use Ooze. Now, the question is, what do I want to play with Ooze? So, I'm going to have 2 mana left over. Well, I'm going to have 5 mana left over. Which means I could do Arcane Intellect, Ooze, and Raptor, and I think I'm going to do that. And since I know I'm going to play Arcane Intellect, I'm going to draw the cards first. So let's draw them first. Okay, see now I have the Frostbolt, which I'd rather use to kill the Armani Berserker. I'd rather do that than play the Bloodflint Raptor, so that's pretty good for me. Alright. Okay. Alright, so now I have 8 mana, so I want to go Gnomish Shieldmaster. That's what I want to do. So I'm gonna go draw the card first. And Sinjin Shieldmaster. And I'm gonna trade this guy off. It's fine. That's actually really good. If you think about how much value this Ooze got. So it killed half the axe that he had equipped. And it killed a 3-drop. That's value. Okay, so now I have 9 mana. I can't deal with the axe right now, but I have my Sinjin Shieldmaster to deal with it. So I think I'm going to ping the Elven Archer down and just play my Ogre. It's not entirely on curve, but it's pretty close. And it gets a really big guy out. And he doesn't have any cards in hand, so I know he doesn't have Execute. So he's going to take a lot of damage this turn. He chose not to attack. Right? Alright, so now I'm just going to get a lot more of my big guys out. Basically seal the deal here. Face, hit him in the face. Hit him in the face.
X marks the spot.
Ooh, the synergy. Okay. 12. I'm gonna check for lethal here. So I got 12, 16 plus 5 is 21. Oh dang, I am 1 short of lethal with my hero ability. Nope. But I do have a lot of guys on the board. And this guy's gonna be really big. So there we go. 10, 10. I mean, holy cow. Okay. Let's see. This isn't a value trade, but the thing about it is I have enough damage on the board to kill him next turn, and it's safer to keep the taunt in case. I mean, you never know. Maybe he has something crazy that'll just kill you in one turn if you don't have a taunt up. Wait, did he just kill his... He did. Alright. Well, doesn't really matter. And there we go. Okay, so let's see. Who haven't I done yet with this mage deck? I have not done... Okay. Did I do? I did. I don't think I've done mage yet. Hunter, warrior, shaman, druid. I haven't done priest or rogue or warlock. Okay, so I will do... I might end up just doing all of them. But we'll do rogue.
Jaina versus Valera.
Watch your back.
You asked for it.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright. So, I got Frostbolt, but I am going second. So, the odds of me actually being able to use Frostbolt on turn 2 efficiently are kind of low, so I'm going to toss it back in hopes of getting a better 2-drop. Okay, so my hopes were quickly dashed, and I got a pretty slow hand, but that's okay. I can still draw into a 2-drop, and even if I don't, these are pretty good cards to come back and win with. Alright, so I can't kill the Warden Infiltrator because it's stealthed, and the stealth mechanic makes it so that it can't be targeted by spells or minions until it attacks. So I don't have anything else to play, so I might as well just ping the face.
This is our town, scrub.
Ooh, Defias Ringleader. Alright. Okay. I don't think it's too greedy to keep hooves, because it's pretty much guaranteed to hit a weapon because the rogue's hero ability. But that's interesting. But yeah.
Beat it.
Okay. So I'm just gonna play a Yeti. Probably we'll get these two guys. Ah, he hasn't weaponed up yet. It's a little disappointing. Alright, so he's hitting my face. But you'll soon see that that is a mistake to hit my face a lot. Because, you know, as we saw before, that this game is about birth control. It's not about your life total. Life total is just part of it. It's not bad for him. Alright. This is what I'm going to choose to do. I'm going to choose to do... Or... No, probably more fair is better. The questing adventure could get really big and really scary really fast. So it's important to deal with him.
I smell blood.
My shield for Argus.
Alright. Oh, another thing about stealth is if you give that stealth minion taunt, you can still attack past it. Okay, so I'm gonna go... Well, I could either go, or I could make an even bigger guy. I'll make an even bigger guy. With a double mirror image to make an 8/8. And this is that synergy. Oh man, assassinate. Hurts really bad, man. Okay. Cannot afford to not play the ooze here, even though I was really hoping it would get a weapon.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright, Frostbolt, that's a good draw. So I'm gonna use... My life total is getting low. I'm a little panicked, but I'm gonna stay calm here. I'm gonna go Frostbolt. And then I hate to have to use a Fireball on such a small minion, but it's a necessary evil. Helps me gain the board back. And I have faith in my deck's late game that it will outshine his, even though I'm at such a low life total. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna draw a card first. Okay. I can clear his board. Okay. This is gonna be really close. Depends on how good he draws here. Alright. He definitely should have used that on my face. He could have double eviscerated my face and killed me. You know. But, hey. It's just a robot. Beep boop beep. I'm just gonna play all my guys.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Okay. A little scary. Him holding a card. Makes me weary for the future. And then as I said earlier, you can ping this guy, now he's a 5/6. Makes it it's a lot better than a 2/7. Okay. Okay. Now this is a very bad situation. It's a very bad situation. So I'm gonna need something to kill him with, but I'm not sure if I have something in my deck, so we'll find out. Oh, hey! And this is the situation where Taunt is doesn't actually help because he has Head Crack in his hand. So, do I kill him? Let's see. I don't think I do. I think my start might have been too slow, and I think he just kind of outdid me here.
Push forward.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he messes up. We'll see. He is just a bot. Nope, he knew to play that card. Dang. Well, that's embarrassing. But sometimes, you know, you just don't get a good start. And sometimes your opponent can just out-tempo you even though they don't play perfectly. So, I'm going to do a rematch of that. But this time, okay, let's say this time, if I look back, what card would have won me the game if I did that? And the answer is, instead of getting a Shield Master, if I got something that healed me. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna look up the keyword heal. So what do we got here? That's a soulbound card. So we got Voodoo Doctor, but that's not very good. And then we got Earthring Farseer, but that's not a soulbound card, so I won't put that in. But look here, we got a Dark Scale Healer. Similar stats to a Senjin, and it can restore 2 health to all your friendly characters. So that could be really good. So let's put that in, just as a general thing to help you. And whenever you encounter something that gives you trouble, this is what you want to do. You want to change your deck to make it better equipped to deal with what you're trying to get past. So we'll go in and we'll try this again. Oh, and I clicked the wrong button. Whoops. Arena. No. Oh my goodness. Can you tell I don't play solo adventures that much? Okay, let's go back. We'll get the rogue, and we'll get her this time. Hopefully.
Jaina versus Valera.
Watch your back.
You asked for it.
Alright, so I'm gonna try and get a 2-drop. Okay, so I got Frostbolt, which is good on turn 2. Or, which is good on
The
turn 2
light
when you're going
protects
second, I should say. Alright, Argent Squire. Okay. Okay. Ooze isn't that great here because he can just re-dagger and trade it off, so I'm just going to ping it once. Alright, that's interesting. Okay. Rather unexciting.
Don't mess with Tusk.
Play this guy, then play Water
Give me
Elemental.
a quest.
Okay, maybe I play Frostbolt. If he plays something else, to go with this. Otherwise, I hit it. Alright, he didn't play anything else with it, so I'm going to play Water Elemental.
Suck steel.
Play on curve, get the big guys out. Oh, ouch. That's really good. Trail. Oh, he actually is able to clear it. But you see how much resources he had to use to kill that? You know? And in the end, he ends up frozen, so he can't use this hero ability. And I end up being able to play a minion first on the board. So that's great for me. It's pretty good for me. And okay, so here I can't kill this right away, so I'm just gonna ping this. And I'm just gonna play a guy. And I can't hit this guy, so I'll just hit his face.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Oh, another betrayal. It's probably the wrong betrayal target. Okay. Alright. I could draw a card. I'll draw a card. Oh, Yeti. Here we go. Yeti.
Suck steel.
Now, hit his face.
I hope you like my invention.
Scrub.
Yeah, beat it.
I smell blood.
Alright. So he put a lot of cards down, but the nice thing is I drew a Flame Strike this game when I needed one. So that's really great for me. And I will play Mirror Entity just to play out my hand and fill out my mana curve. And it ends up being pretty good here because it's probably going to block 5 damage. And let's see. This. And I'll play the new card we put in. And there we go. Very blue board. Everything looks pretty blue on my side. Alright. And that's game.
Well played.
Actually, I'll just play it. Fireball. Fireball. I might have lethal last turn, I didn't even check. If you're watching this and you saw that I had lethal last turn, please let me know. Okay, so I did Paladin, I did Rogue. I haven't done Priest yet, so we'll do Priest.
Jaina versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
You asked for it.
I think I'll throw this back. This is good enough to keep, and I'll throw this back. Okay, it's not bad. You know, I can coin this out turn 2, and then because this has summons 2 guys, it's pretty likely that this will get a target to buff. Pass. Oh, leper gnome, I didn't know. That's interesting. Double leper gnome, oh man. Does that change my play? You know, I don't think it does. Okay. Oh man, that was a mistake by him. So now, because now I can buff this, kill this, and kill this, and just call it a day. That's also very bad. That's really bad. He just spent 4 mana to do 3 damage to me. No, that's really bad. It's not good at all. I will go ahead and kill this. And water element is going to be better almost all around than Yeti. I would argue that even silenced, it's better than Yeti. Because most of the things you want to kill are going to be... Alright, got the double heal on. They're going to have 3 health or less. Most of the things you want to kill with that. Alright, so double heal didn't matter that much here. So I'm going to do this. Play the Yeti. And you know what? I'm going to be really cheeky here and sneak in an extra 3 damage with the water elemental before I trade it in with this guy. Okay. And let's see. Oh no, sorry. This guy. And yep, kill this guy off. And then I can kill this guy off. And then I can ogre, mirror image, play there and attack with the Yeti. Alright. Okay. Alright, so what's also cool is this guy also has synergy with the Frostwolf Warlord. Summon 2 guys. Plop this down. Trade in such a way that my ogre lives, but his guy dies. Hit him in the face. And now it's pretty much impossible for him to get out of this hole. Yep. Hit. Hit. Ooh, and I leveled up. Well, what do you know about that? Okay. The only class I believe I have left is Warlock. Yeah, I'll play Warlock. I'll do the Warlock. I played Mage, right? I think I played against a Mage.
Jaina versus
I'm not sure.
Gul'dan.
We'll figure it out. We'll find out.
You asked for it.
So, Warlock doesn't have any weapons, so Ooze is just going to be a turn or 2 mana 3/2, which is still pretty good. I'm going to keep the water elemental just because I have so much respect for it. So it looks like it's gonna be turn 2 Ooze, turn 2 or turn 3 Frostbolt. Unless he doesn't play anything, then I'll Arcane Intellect. But he's playing something, so.
Put this apple on your head.
Oh, okay. Might actually be turn 2 Frostbolt. Yes, I think it will be. I think the Knife Juggler is scary enough to merit a Frostbolt. See, now that was a big, he played the coin for no real reason. Alright, so I'll play the Ooze here to trade into his Flame Imp. Oh, shit. Demon Fire. Well, that slows me down because I have to use my hero ability on it. But that's still not that bad. Okay. Water Elemental. Looks like it's gonna be Water Elemental, Yeti. Gonna be my next turns. How they play out.
Do I have to?
Oh, not this, please. I think there's gonna be too much stuff because this is gonna spawn an imp, and then this will buff because these effects with the lightning bolts happen in order that the cards are played. And so what I would have done there is I would have played this one first and then this one, because that way this doesn't buff the imp, because the 1/2 isn't really that useful. Okay, so Water Elemental, and I'm gonna kill the imp. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Okay, I think I'll Flame Strike this board then. Oh, I hope this doesn't buff this. Okay, good. Alright, I'll Flame Strike this. And hit his face. And see, that's part of the reason why Succubus is a bad card. See, now he lost 2 spells because of that. And it's not a very good card, especially here, because I am just going to hit that. And then my Water Elemental lives, and it's pretty likely to keep on living. I should have drew the card first, that was a mistake. But I was too busy talking. So, oh wow. He found a way to deal 1 damage to me. That actually ended up really good for him. But this is why I keep Polymorph around, so I want to Polymorph, and then I want to also go Rabashi Berserker this turn, so I'm going to do that. Okay. Oh, doing good. Scary. Okay. So I would have liked to ping this, but I'm going to have to Fireball and ping, so that's 6 mana, so I can also draw cards, so I will do that. Alright, there's my other Fireball. And I'm going to go ahead and I will hit and buff this. I'll do that. Leaving him with 2 1/1s, and I'm at 20 health. Okay.
Not a morning person.
Okay. This looks pretty good for me. Alright, so I probably want to ping this and hit one of those, or hit the Imp Master, of course. And then I probably want to play Ogre to seal the deal. And I guess a 2-drop to go with that, so that's what I'll do. Hit that. Then Ogre. And then either one is the same here, because Warlocks don't have weapons. So there's that. Interesting trade. Alright.
Well played.
And that's the game. Okay. Alright, well, I believe I ran through all, if not most, of the classes with the control mage deck, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, and thank you for tuning in, and I hope this helps. Alright, so here we go.